It's good, man. It's good to see the town out here. It's my first peek at seeing who everybody's here. It's good. Everybody's out. We all saw the flyer for this, right? It's a good flyer. Had good bone structure. Except the bottom left-hand corner said dress code, grown and sexy. I have no fucking idea what that means. I gotta be honest. I mean, sexy, grown, I don't do grown. Okay? I don't do grown, all right? There's no type of clothing that you can put on me that's pretty much not gonna remind me that I'm basically a 30-year-old child, all right? I mean, please, what suit and tie do you recommend I put on that's gonna make me feel grown enough to forget about the fact that I wet the bed the other night? Okay? There ain't no suit for that. There's nothing. All right? That's permanently in my memory. That's permanently etched in stone that I wet the bed like a damn child. All right? It was a typical situation too. I was dreaming that I had to piss. In fact, I was dreaming that I had to piss at the Reading Phillies game. Thrilling dream, right? Some of you guys probably dream about being on vacation, having sex. I gotta take a leak at a minor league baseball game. Maybe next week I'll have a dream I have to take a shit at a PTA meeting. It'd be real thrilling. But no, I'm standing in line at the Reading Phillies game waiting to piss. Finally, it's my turn. I step up to the urinal and just let loose. And that's when I wake up. And instantly I know I'm wet. I look at the clock, it's like 3:30 in the morning. My wife is still asleep, thank God. All right? She already knows I'm a child. I don't need her thinking that I need diapers also. Okay? So I think, all right, come on. Get up, get some boxers, finish pissing, clean yourself up, get back into bed, no problem. All right? But the problem with being a child is you're always a lot louder than you think you are. All right? So I go into the bathroom, grab my boxers, clean myself up. I'm gonna sneak back into bed, no problem. Except, right when I put a foot in the door, my wife sits up and says, "Hey." I said, "Hey." She says, "My butt's wet." Your butt's wet? Yeah, my butt's wet. What'd you piss? That's when she turned into an adult, you know, the parent, she goes, "No, I didn't piss. It's on my butt cheek and on my back. What happened?" I said, she said, "Use your words." I said, "I peed." "Why?" Words? I don't know. The line at the Reading Phillies game was long. I was trying to get to a kid, but it was in between innings. I don't know, man. It just happened. She said, "Get me a towel now." Being a child, I went and got her favorite towel. She didn't like that. But it makes it interesting, man. And what's worse is being a child is I'm a child who has children, okay, which leads to some very interesting situations, all right? I've got two boys, 8 and 5 years old, and my 8-year-old is currently playing baseball, and I volunteered to help being my 8-year-old is currently playing baseball, and I volunteered to help be an assistant coach, which is pretty much the most childlike responsibility you could possibly have. All right, I'm not a head coach, I'm not emailing parents, I'm not organizing snack schedule, nothing like that. All right, I pretty much just show up and play with friends. That's it. That's it. You know? So the first practice that we have, very first practice, only me and my 8-year-old son go. And we get there, it's a good team. Kids are good, everything's good, we're starting practice. The coach is awesome. Really good guy, nice guy. But his voice is so distracting, okay? I'm taking half the team doing drills, he takes the other half, but all I hear out of the back of my ear is, all right, we got 2 on, 2 outs, plays at first, all right? Force it second, force it third, use your head. All practice long, that's all I'm hearing. It's just drilling into my head, all right? So at the end of practice is wrapping up, you know, you bring it in, break it down. He brings it in, he goes, all right, everybody, listen up. Practice next Friday, right here, 6 o'clock. Don't be late. We gotta get practice in before it gets too dark. All right? Just in my head, embedded in my head. Being the child that I am, I spend the next 6 days talking like this man at home. Everything that I do. All right, I'm around the house, I go, everybody listen up. We got dinner right here, 6 o'clock. Don't be late. I'm gonna take the chicken out before it gets too dark, all right? All week long, everything. They're getting used to it, right? So I gotta get sneaky. I'm like, hey, is this the first load of laundry? Or is it the second? Or is it the third? All week long, okay? So, fast forward to the next week, all right? Next Friday, we have practice again. This time, my youngest son comes with, okay? Granted, he was not at the first practice, all right? So he's never met anybody. Practice goes great, it's time to break it down. And just like last week, when he comes to break it down, the coach says, all right, everybody, listen up. And that's when my youngest son stepped in and stole the show. All right, everybody, listen up. My youngest son goes, we got practice right here, 6 o'clock. He was going to town. He was hitting them with it. Don't be late. Just extra. We gotta get it in for the darkness. Oh my God. The coach has never met my youngest son, okay? The coach is staring at me. He's going through my soul with his stare. And I would have been embarrassed. But I was so damn proud of my son. He killed that impression, okay? He's staring at me, waiting for me to say something, all right? But all I can think of is, you your daddy's son, hey. Think of is, you your daddy's son, hey. Hey, give it up for Shawnee Robb too, man. Shawnee Robb on the 1s and 2s. Can we put up? He always brings it, doesn't he? He always shows up. He might be late. He's probably gonna be late, but he always shows up. Always. As a matter of fact, Sean was one of those psychopaths who had perfect attendance all throughout school. Elementary, middle, high, never missed a day. Fuck that. Okay? That shit is impressive, all right? Especially to somebody like me who took plenty of days off, all right? I mean, shit, I took so many days off, I think I got like 3 or 4 payments left on my truancy fine still. All right? But I asked Sean, I said, why don't you ever just take a day? You know, take a day. He said, it's simple. I don't want to miss out on anything. I thought, yeah, that is pretty simple. It's also pretty fucking stupid, too. I mean, what could you possibly miss out on while you're not at school that you would regret? You know? Nothing ever cool or exciting happens. What, did you have an assembly? Fucking fire drill? What could possibly happen, you know? Right? Nothing fun ever happens. Wrong. Because on a day I decided to stay home, one of our best friends shit his pants on the way to lunch in front of everybody. Do you know what that feels like? The shame and embarrassment you live with for the rest of your life? Knowing you missed the day your best friend shit his pants in front of everybody? Imagine going to sleep Christmas Eve, and you wake up, it's December 26th. I missed Christmas that year. That's what it felt like. Your best friend shitting his pants in front of everybody is the Super Bowl of school days. And I was left off the roster. Okay? That's some regret right there. That's lifelong regret from being selfish like a child. You know? And that's something you gotta deal with. You know, this is before social media too. This is before Snapchat, Instagram. Shit, MySpace wasn't even popping yet. So I'm sitting at home, feet up, eating 13 Hot Pockets, playing Madden, and my best friend's got liquid shit rolling down his leg. And I've got no way to know about it. That's true regret right there. In fact, I mean, I'm so selfish, I went to school the next day. I thought everyone was pranking me. That's how bad it was. And that felt terrible, because, you know, I don't get pranked. I do the pranking. That's me. I mean, I'll prank anybody, anywhere, anytime. I pranked an 80-year-old lady at Wawa the other day. She looked 80. I mean, could have been 79, but 80 sounds better. I wouldn't say pranked. I scared. Terrible, because, you know, I don't get pranked. I do the pranking. That's me. I mean, I'll prank anybody, anywhere, anytime. I pranked an 80-year-old lady at Wawa the other day. She looked 80. I mean, could have been 79, but 80 sounds better. I wouldn't say pranked. I scared her, all right? It was early in the morning. It was Friday. I was feeling good, so I backed into her space, you know, feeling fancy. There was lots of traffic, so I had to wait. And as I was waiting, I caught a glimpse through her side mirror in her car. Gone. She was wrecked. You know, the traffic had already been gone, and I'm still. So I said, yup. She's either dead or asleep, and I'm gonna find out. And boy, am I glad I did. As I creep up, she's got her window down, still. I creep up next to her and just give her a nice little morning. She goes, turned her windshield wipers on full blast. Okay? She turned them on so fast, she scared me. All right? And I've been scared in my life before. I have been scared, but I've never been so scared that I thought it was raining. All right? She thought it was pouring. Whatever was going on in her mind, I don't know if she was at a Reading Phillies game. I don't know what was going on. It was a rain delay, but full pour. Right? I'll prank anybody, man. I'll prank anybody, anywhere. My favorite person to prank, though, favorite person in the world to prank, is myself on stage. Favorite person to prank is a guy named Danny that I work with. He's a truck driver at our company. Long hair, Fu Manchu mustache, he's like 60. Is myself on stage. Favorite person to prank is a guy named Danny that I work with. He's a truck driver at our company. Long hair, Fu Manchu mustache, he's like 60. Could be 59, I don't know. Nicest guy in the world. He's nice to everybody. Everybody that comes in, he's always talking nice. How you doing, kid? Calls everybody kid. How you doing, kid? How are you, my brother? Oh, I'm just living another day in paradise. How you doing, kid? And I love to prank him, probably because he's so nice. I don't know. But my favorite thing, and he loves his Pepsi. He must drink 4 or 5 cans of Pepsi a day. I gotta have my Pepsi, kid. That's what he says all the time. Gotta have my Pepsi. And you know me, that's in my head all the time. So every time I see him, I say, I gotta have my Pepsi, kid. You gonna have a Pepsi? Oh yeah, you know I'm having my Pepsi, kid. So one of my favorite pranks to do is to go into the fridge, grab one of his Pepsis,
and shake the shit out of it.
I do this probably once or twice a week. So one day his truck comes barreling down the road, and I know that in about 3 or 4 minutes, he's gonna come up to have his Pepsi. So I go back into the fridge, open up the fridge, and I see he's got 2 Pepsis in there. I think to myself, maybe I'll give him a break. I'm only gonna shake one of those Pepsis. Sure enough, I grab one and I go to town on it, probably 90 seconds. Shake the shit out of it. About 3 or 4 minutes later, he comes in the door. Only he's not as chipper as he usually is. I'm sitting at my desk. He walks in, I say, "What's up, my brother? You going to have a Pepsi?" And he goes, Yeah, I'm going to have a Pepsi." Oh shit, what's the matter with him? Don't matter, it's about to go down. So he goes in the fridge, grabs his Pepsi, and when he comes out, he's leaning up against the filing cabinet, and he goes, "Hey." He's tapping on it, he goes, "Remember I told you last week I had to take my wife to the doctor?" I said, "Yeah." "Yeah, well, they found out that mole on her forehead is cancer." "Please do not be holding the Pepsi that I just shook." I said, "What are you gonna do?" He goes, "Well, I guess I'm everywhere." It was the perfect explosion at the worst possible time. It's rolling down his arm, it's smacking the ground, all over the place, and he just looks up at me. Disappointment. And I've got nothing. Muscle memory kicked in. He's just staring at me, and I said, "I gotta have my Pepsi." That's it, that's all I got.